We should actually be back now. Yeah, we are back in. All right, we should be back, chat. Let me know how it is now. We should be back, chat. We should be back. Is it streaming? Is it lagging now? Because if it's still lagging, that would be fucked up. If it's lagging, though, that would just be bad. Nope, it's not lagging. Nice. At least it's just fixed it now, you know? All right. So I think seems to be okay. Nice, 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 nice. Good stuff. Let me just open all of this. Bam, bam, bam. Chat, put like again below, okay? Don't forget about that. So I can close this. Can I close this? I think, yeah. Smooth as fuck. Let's go. Okay, we back. We back, chat. We back. We fully back. All right, let's get some work done. So we decided ourselves that we are going to use this API then to keep it super stupidly simple. Let's actually do that. Which is the one we originally just suggested, which is good. We good. All right, in terms of architecture, we have a lazy fluent builder pattern. So when we do request image, returns a pending image that accumulates operations. Nothing executes until the terminal method to bytes, save or store, or to response. Correct. Maybe correct, okay? Here I'm going to just, try to understand a little bit this. So all this stuff should actually be proxied to the underlying file class. Because Laravel already have a file class, doesn't? Let me just confirm. Yeah, we have this uploaded file, which has all of this stuff, right? So we could potentially make it like just delegate all the way down to this. 100% sure we want to do this. Good question from Shivir. That's actually a very good question. What happens if I want two avatar sizes? One for small, another one for medium? That's a great question, That's a great question. Okay, are people joining in? Let me see. I hate to restart live streams because a lot of people just leave, and then to have the same numbers as before just takes like another 30 minutes, okay? Just kind of fucks up. What's today's plan? Welcome, Veltux. Yeah, if you just arrived, today we are building a new feature for Laravel, a new pull request, which allow people to optimize the given uploaded images. That's the goal for today, okay? No, clone is a bad idea, okay? That's a bad idea. Demonaut starts saying, no, I stay. You're too awesome, dude. Thank you. You're too awesome. All right, so this can have returns a pending image. Should be this a pending image? I feel like this should be just image, not pending image. Pending is just lame. What else we have? We have contracts for factory engine. Oh, I want this. Maybe, perhaps, in the betweens. Your source illuminate image, not good. Okay, there is a bunch of changes we need to make. All right, we need to make a few changes. Yes. We definitely need a manager for the driver itself, that's for sure. Facade image, which is the thing you guys talking about, which is good. Config image.php, which is what we talked about being able to specify the driver. That's necessary. This is looking weird, though. Let me just confirm it. So if I go into source illuminate foundation, what do I see? Source illuminate. Where is the foundation stuff? F. Oh, here we go. So if I go into this user auth thing, yeah, I see illuminate foundation auth. So this needs to be illuminate foundation image. All right, so note, we are not actually, for now, creating a new component for this. Can you keep it simple and add it to Illuminate Foundation image folder. And of course, the facade can still be at support level, and the contracts can stay on the contracts component, because there is a component called contracts in Laravel. Okay. But I want to keep the original too. Yeah, we are going to, I will think about that. I feel like having a file upload and wanted to basically have to store it twice is not like image related. It's more like file related almost. You may want to do that with various files, Stony is saying the following: I think handling methods with array input and then get all the variations would be nice. I agree with you, I agree. Potentially we're going to think about that. Let's just not think about that right now. I'm going to use the bathroom. Give you a moment. Okay, we're back. So what else we need to tell AI to not do or do? Let's see. So we definitely need a manager. We need a pending image, which I'm still yet undecided if we should use this. We need a couple of engines, which are going to be the driver behind the scenes. Yep. Maybe. I don't like this approach. So here it should be just /drivers, I think. So if I go to cache, for example, what do I have here that separates the drivers? So I basically have image store, image wrapper, array lock, array store. Okay. So this will be like Cloudflare engine. It feels weird, the engine name. Why did it call it engine? Bash, what's up? Nice to see you. How you doing? What will be pending image? It will be basically the class that holds this stuff. Okay, corp, optimize, and store. That will be basically that. That's my goal. Okay, chat? By the way, chat, don't forget, go all the way down. Click like on this video if you can, okay? Bada-boo, 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 bada-boo. Okay, what else we need to do? Yep. Pending image, okay. Optimize, okay. Using, this is weird, I think. Yeah, we don't need the using thing. Do we need the using thing? I think we need the using thing because the default driver might be GD, but the user wants to change it to a different driver, for example. So yeah, that can be kept. 2 bytes to response, store, and save. So here's the interesting thing. Methods like store and save, should be proxied almost via call to the underlying file implementation. So when I do request image, this is doing a new image with the file inside, and then we always have access to the real file implementation. What do you think? Stream dying a bit? Oh my fucking god, you serious right now? What do you mean? I have a problem with this. Is this thing up? Let me see. It's active. Fuck. How about now? This is like destroying my streams and I need to fix it, you know? What do you guys think about the current live stream? Is it okay now? Is it lagging? Anything bad? Let me see. No, it's good. Like, what do you mean? Oh, now it's good? Yeah, I think like I really need to find a way of disabling this completely from my laptop. Oh, it's good, right? Good, 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 good. All right, cool. We're back. If at any point it starts lagging again, just type F. That's the only thing you have to do, okay? If it starts lagging, if the webcam gets out of sync of the audio or anything, you just type F. That's it, and it will know. Moneymaker saying open source dev. It's more AI models doing open source dev. I mean, we need to get used to it. Like, we don't code as much as in the past, or we don't type the characters anymore in the past, and everyone is using AI, and we need to get used to it, you know? It's good, it's good, it's good. All right, let's continue to work on this. What else we need to do here? Where is my terminal? Just disappear. Oh, here we go. So we need the image, the using. Right. So facade, it's a facade level config image. The interacting input will have an image key now, which will proxy to the file implementation and resolving a pending image. Yes, yes, yes. This will resolve back the image factory. That's good and expected as well. Image service provider. Do we really need an image service provider? This could almost be done at the foundation level. Well, I'm going to still do an image service provider, but I think like this will be potentially not a thing. Intervention image required to use intervention image driver. Yeah, this is a suggest. 100% sure a suggest. Will not be there by default. Key design decisions. Engine, not driver, for the contract name. Okay, I want to ask AI, like, why are we calling this engine and not driver? What do you think? Also, why engine and not driver? How do you decide which coding style rules belong to the default Laravel Pint preset? Personal preference. Exactly, Bruno. Well, from my experience, I think most, like 99% of the decisions I have taken so far on the Laravel preset, people are happy with it. So, Duca10, hey dude, how you doing? Nice to see you here. And thank you for the subscription on Prime. 10 months already. You are awesome, dude. Yeah, regarding Pint, it's basically up to preference, indeed. That's it. You know, literally up for preference. That's it, you know? So why engine and not driver? That's a question I want to make to AI. Yep, this is correct. Operations in plain arrays, method corp, arrays, arguments, engine interprets them and keep the depending image driver agnostic. Not sure about this. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I'm going to let it do for now, but I'm not sure. Using, yes, optimizing controls encoding, intervention, format quality for optimizing email, blah, 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 blah. Cool. All right, let's just do it. Don't forget opinionated. Exactly. Laravel Pint is an opinionated package. So if you don't want to, you can use other styling package. Okay, great feedback. You are right in all counts. Foundation image, keep it simple. No new component. Yes, yes, yes. Request image will be a new image file. Thank you, thank you. Image wraps the uploaded file directly and calls in the -- calls the proxies for the store. Driver not engine. Driver is standard Laravel convention. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is just expected, the normal stuff. All right, let's have him cook it for now. The context is still 20%, so I think it's okay to move forward with this. Do you see Pint involving beyond formatting into automated code improvements? I mean, there is a few things I wanted to do on Pint that I haven't done it yet because I didn't find the time. But I think I'm going to end up developing, for example, this rule on Pint, which I don't know if how many of you have faced this, but technically, if you have an set array thing, for example, if you set foo, you do A, if not, you do B, for example, okay? Like this can be literally translated to this, I think. Wait. If it's set, then A. I think that's it, yeah? Otherwise B, maybe? How do I fucking do this? Oh, like this. I'm sorry. If it's set, yeah, exactly. Huh? Wait, now I'm confused. 1 second. PHP double operator. How this is called even? I forgot the name of this. Oh yeah, 100% sure missing something. Do you guys remember how this is called? Maybe it's null constant operator. Let me see. Oh, it is, yeah. Okay, here's a good example. Okay, previously, like if you want the username to be either what is there, like let's say request user or nobody, you would have to do this crap right here, okay? Which is like super confusing. And in theory, what I could do on Pint is that I could have Pint styling to this new option, to this new format basically. And Pint does not do this. And this is opinionated because some people like may find this confusing even, you know? But this is kind of sort of things that Pint can do. Mr. Puyapal is saying, use Reactor for that, dude. Puyapal, something you need to understand is that like 99% of the PHP developers don't know what Reactor is, okay? And Reactor is not on Laravel. I understand you know what is Reactor. I also know what is Reactor, and I'm using it. But like, if you ask a normal PHP developer doing 9 to 5 jobs without being on Twitter and shit, they don't know what Reactor is even, you know? And they use Pint because it's just on Laravel by default, and that's it. You know, potentially if Reactor would be a default thing, we could consider it, but it's just not there. Okay? Reactor is awesome, by the way. It's just not, you know, people just do not know Reactor as much as they know Laravel, for example. But it's lovely. I love Reactor, by the way. Okay, chat, how we are here. So it is cooking already, including adding tests, which is positive. We are on PHP 8.5, which is good as well. Let's see what we have already. So we have intervention image being added to the suggested array, which is positive as well. Yes, good stuff. That's no different. That's exactly the same code, by the way. The code I have shown you, it's exactly the same code, just smaller, basically. This is equivalent, literally equivalent, the same thing, exactly the same thing. It's just, this is modern PHP, basically. And I think it's been in PHP for a while now, I think. Dukaten is saying, what is a service provider? So in Laravel, you may have a series of classes or a bunch of classes that need to be initialized at boot time at Laravel. So, for example, you receive a request and you have all these features like Eloquent and authentication and everything. You may actually need to run some code before actually using those features. So that's what service providers are. They exist so you can run some code at boot time when Laravel is initiating, basically. Yeah, there is also the exclamation point equal in PHP. Indeed. Soon a PHP artisan check. That would be nice. That would be a good idea, indeed. Everyone is making Nuno side questions. That's okay. Okay, so we need this for sure. What else? Config image. Ooh, we don't have nice tailored comments. Let's actually have that as to do for now. Okay, this will be to do. This will be to do as well. Image driver, default intervention. Shouldn't this be like GD almost? Yeah, why do we have the intervention name here? That's weird. All right, question. Why intervention is the driver and not GD directly instead? I think intervention is just the underlying way, let's say, the framework uses GD. That's it. Yeah, it should be GD 100%. That's just weird. That's why I'm asking AI to fix it. What does boot time mean? So boot time is when Laravel is preparing to receive a request, basically. Okay, so you have a request coming, Laravel boots, and then service your request. So that's what boot means. It doesn't mean deploy it. It means like it's a code that runs before you serving your request. That's it. Okay, how we are now. Yeah, now it's looking much better. Basically this. I think like this will end up having a bunch of options just below. But yeah. For some reason I'm starving. I don't know why. Okay, this is looking good. GD imaging for now. Yeah, this is just perfect. Like easy peasy, clean. Okay. And GD by default, 100%. Okay. What do we have here? We have driver in operations. This is looking very weird. But let's see. Image manager, yes. Intervention driver. Why the AI is not using property promotion here? Oh. And why this is called a driver? That is very weird. All right, few things. Oh, because this code will end up being shared. Right. If I were to have multiple drivers. Oh, that's why we're using intervention as a driver, because the code itself will just be reused across the GD and imaging. That's a good point. So if I were to go to, let me see, into source illuminate, do we have stubs? Where are the stubs? Oh, here we go. Into queuing, I see default database. Right. How about, for example, cache? Array, database, file, memcache, Redis, DynamoDB, Octane, failover, blah, blah, blah. So I see store, the concept of store, and then array, driver array. That feels weird. Like, why array a driver array? Can the array have another driver than the array? Maybe you can, and I'm just confused. File, driver, file. Yeah, that's the stuff I'm confused about. Puya Pali say my comments are not appearing on stream. What do you mean? I'm literally seeing them right now, all the way top. Because you are cooking good shit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cooking, cooking, cooking. By the way, chat, you guys are absolutely awesome for being here with me today. I appreciate. Can you just like store name, not driver? The thing is that store feels weird as a name for images because, well, store is for caching because you want to store those cache values somewhere. It does not make sense for images, you know? Images, it makes sense drivers, basically. I was having lunch. What did you miss? Not really. We started the implementation of the image stuff, which I assume we were there already when we started talking about it. Yeah, this driver situation is looking weird. Maybe like it might be the case for an abstract class, basically, okay? We may actually consider that. All right, I'm going to just say the following. All right, just notice that we have GD and imagic drivers on the configuration, but the implementation, we call it intervention driver. Can we maybe have an abstract class or not that even? Can we make it in the way where we have imagic driver and GD driver, and I'm gonna move this into plan mode. So I want to see like the suggestion from Cloud Code. Do you see Pint leveraging in the future for automatically suggest code improvements? No, not in Pint. Pint is a styling tool. That's it. I think Puyapal is also starving. I'm honestly starving. I'm gonna get a yogurt. I will be back, chat. Thank you so much for the new followers on Twitch, by the way. Appreciate it. Push the like. Yeah, chat. Put like on the video, okay? If you're watching this video right now, don't forget, put the like. Ugh. Do you ever eat the Cloud Code limit? Not yet. I haven't reached the Cloud Code limit yet. Having this nice yogurt, chat, 25 grams of protein, okay? By the way, chat, I want you guys to be healthy. Don't forget, go to the gym, have healthy food every single day. Anyone writing their own code, or you just use AI these days? I think most of us here just use AI. Do you want to make a test? Let's try the following. If you use AI all the time for coding, just type yes. If you don't use AI at all, just type no. I think everyone will tell you AI, honestly, but let's see. Maybe some people don't use AI. I don't know. Told you, dude. Everyone uses AI, dude. It's just crazy. Oh, that was so good. You are in between? Yeah, it's normal. It's all good, dude. It's all good. Okay, what's the plan here? The config exposes GD and image as driver names, but the implementation has a single intervention image class. Leaking the intervention implementation detail into the class name. The driver should match what users see on the configuration. So delete this. Have intervention driver abstract class. That's what I was thinking, literally. Abstract class that have a create manager, and we just use. Yep, we just do create manager that returns GD or not. Exactly this. Yep, you can do it without clearing the context. I don't know why Cloud Code always suggests me to clear context. I don't want to clear the context, dude. If you clean the context, you will produce no good code, huh? Do you use Act for GitHub? What is that? What is that, dude? Wait, there is a research who correlates AI with the use of slot machines. Do you feel you code more, one more prompt? No, I don't feel that way. When I'm done, I'm done. I also don't think I have a disposition for basically being like a slot guy. Like I don't really enjoy casinos. All right, so we have an abstract class called intervention driver, which implements driver. We have the manager itself. We create the manager, just like that, and then when we process, we at the array of operations. Yeah, this is looking okay-ish for now. Yeah, okay-ish, honestly. There's a bunch of like comments that are not necessary. I'm gonna run Pint against all of this. Can you run Pint individually against all the new files? AI for boring things. Yeah, that's the goal. F. Pimento, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, today's chat, by the way, if you just arrived to the live stream, let me just show you what I'm cooking on. I'm working on this new feature proposal that is basically what I kind of need for my projects. So every single project I work on have some sort of avatar upload or image profile upload, and I kind of want something simple that store those images, but before of doing that, kind of optimizes those images. So I want users to be able to upload the 4 megabytes image, but I want to kind of corp those images, but also optimize them a little bit to WebP and things like that. So what we are developing today, it's basically this small and easy API where you just do request image avatar, crop the image, optimize it on WebP format, and store it. That's it. So I want to kind of have a very simple API that does all these things. That's the goal, chat. That's the goal. For this, is not better to run vendor bin Pint? Well, that happens on regular Laravel projects. Here we're working on the framework itself. Things are a little bit different. Okay, things are a little bit different from that. I can do something though, a little bit more crazy out of the box. Do I want to do that now? Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, here things are a little bit different, okay? All right, I'm going to ignore a little bit the implementation on this one, and I'm going to check it out later, okay? I want to kind of see an overall picture of what we are doing right now. So we have the uploaded file as a constructor argument, which is what I've asked for. And then we equally have the array of operations, which is the cumulative operations to send to the driver itself. I definitely don't want this to be like this, but I'm going to be back in a second. Optimize. This is the driver used. Yep. And we don't need any of this. Like the to response is literally useless. It is useless though? Maybe. Let's not do it for now, I think. All right, I'm going to just say the following. Remove the 2 bytes and 2 response for now. Happy Friday! Nice to see you, dude. How you doing? You were thinking of dedicated operation class? Perhaps. That's what I was thinking. Perhaps. Either a dedicated class or having those as arguments, as regular attributes of the class. PHP FFI? What do you mean? Oh, that lib VIPS. Okay, so that got removed. Nice, good shit. Nice. So let's do the following real quick. Can I ask something? That would be nice. Against the new files, run --pint, and then I'm going to go to our custom Pint. Can I delete it for now? Yeah, I'm going to just delete it. Let's see how it goes. I'm doing here a trick, which is I want to use the new version of Pint only on the new files I'm creating without the default Laravel configuration. And in theory now, if I roll back this, all right, do it again, but now against vendor bin Pint. And in theory, all of this should just be better now. Yep, I don't have any more like the arguments, the PHP docs here, which is good stuff. A little bit more clean, 100%. Yep. Now, we don't deploy on Fridays, chat. We just relax, okay? No good at deploying on Friday. By the way, I've used PHP FFI in the past, and it's literally super powerful. By the way, if you don't know the concept of PHP FFI, this means being able to access C libraries from your PHP code, which is something that technically was impossible in the past, but now you can literally do FFI, and then execute C code, as you can see here, okay? Great FFI is super cool thing. Well, super cool thing. The thing about FFI is that, first of all, it's not enabled on the web layer by default. You know, most people think like, oh, FFI is awesome, I can just use it. However, FFI is not enabled on the HTTP layer by default on PHP. So you are able to use it on the console, you know, just like on the console, on the CLI, but like on the web layer, you cannot use it. Super good information, huh? Good information, chat. By the way, don't forget, go all the way down, click like on this video if you're having fun today. I'm having a bunch of fun with you all today, okay? You guys are absolutely awesome. All right, so we are one step closer to what we are doing today. We now have intervention driver as an abstract class, and the imagic just does this, and the GD just do this, which is exactly what we want. So I expect going to the manager And the manager is just basically proxying all the way down to GD and proxying all the way down to Imagic. What is this ensure thing? Oh, ensures the class is installed, which is a good point. I don't like the tone of this exception though, so we may have to adjust this. Yep, we need to adjust this a little, 100%. Let's click on it. Let's actually, yeah, if the this can be imported, by the way. It doesn't have to be like this, even if it does not exist. Oh, it's called an image manager as well. Okay, let's just call this intervention image manager. Let's create an alias. All right, here we go. So if that class does not exist, then we throw an exception, which is a runtime exception saying intervention image is required to use the image feature. Okay, I want to see like the S3 driver equally have the same problematic. I want to see if we are throwing a runtime exception here. We are not, or we just basically just assume the user have that installed. We do. Interesting. All right, well, in that case, I'm going to just throw an exception saying intervention image is required to use the image feature. Well, with this driver, okay? So this will be a little bit different than this. So I'm going to just say the following. On the ensure intervention is installed, which I kind of want to rename this. Yep. Rename this ensure requirements are, and then I'm going to just do this. Also, on the exception message, specify the driver that was requested. So we have a nice feedback on the exception if the users do not have that extension, that intervention package installed. Boom, 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 boom. FFI is for high performance. I agree. Goozes, what's up, dude? Nice to see you all. Today is Friday 13, Dinosaur. I had no idea, dude. Dimino. I had no idea, dude. There is a very special place in the hell for those who push production on Fridays. Honestly, it feels like Cloudflare is doing that right now. Cloudflare is always down. It's just insane. Cloudflare is just, it's been so down recently. Intervention image is required to use the image, blah, 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 blah. Install it. Yeah, this needs to be, you may install it via, blah, 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 blah. You may require it via, and this will be composer require intervention. I'm going to actually do this. Yep, composer require intervention imagic. It's intervention imagic? Oh shit, I forgot the package name. Oh, just this, nice. And to be fair, we probably should be a little bit specific here about the versions we support. Let's keep it simple for now, but yeah, do you want to keep it simple? Maybe perhaps in the betweens. Do I want to do this? Yeah, I think I want to do this because I want to be specific about the version we support at Laravel. Right. This is version 3 exactly. All right, let's keep it like this for now. We actually need this, right? So let's type --dev. Nice, good stuff. Good stuff. Do you use PHP FPM or Octane? I am using Octane all the way down, all the time. Yelly saying, Cloudflare, be like, don't worry, I got your website, probably, maybe it will wait. Yeah, Cloudflare has been down like a couple of times already. GitHub is even worse. Like GitHub was down 90, I think it was down 9% of the time in the last 90 days. 9% of the time. It's just insane. Like 1 out of 10 hours was always down. No, I found a bug in your stream. Okay, what is the bug you found? Tell me, what's up? What did you find that is a bug? Like, if I remove a comment, it still appears in your stream. Oh, yep, I don't think there is something I can do about that. I don't think that's fixable. So this will make sure the driver, the requirements are met. Okay, I like much better this name. GitHub always shows unicorns, 100%, dude. It's just insane. What is this crap? Do I have to do it this way? No, we can do much better than this. Yes, yes. Feels to me that the can be just more modern in terms of typing. All right, let's go back to the start. We are now requiring intervention imaging, the version 3, okay? On the config image, we proxy to GD, and we have image driver. If I were to go to database, for example, we have database connection, of course, but if I go to cache, for example, we have cache store. Do we have any example with driver, or are we the first ones? Okay, we have concurrency driver, ash driver, image driver, qfile driver, session driver, okay? This is the best example ever. Session driver, which is database, and then we have a few options we can tweak. Nice. And this is exactly what I think we are going to end up doing. Is like we want to tweak a little bit like how images should be preserved by default, what type of format the optimize will be by default as well. So yep. Yeah, QDriver is a good example indeed. Do you think we can add enum for the supported drivers? So there is something I don't like about enums, which is enums don't give you good discoverability almost, okay? You need to import the enum, you know. It's kind of good for apps, like regular apps. I'm a big fan of enums. I love enums, you guys know that. But for open source, they don't give you like good discoverability. Ideally, like you want to go to a class and just do something like optimize or whatever, and then you just do 2, and you have like all the optimizations you can do, you know? That gives you good discoverability, not enums. Enums you need to import to find out that it's an enum to begin with, and blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know. I will think about that. I potentially will support both. Okay. So this is much better. This is good. This is very good. Tweaking my OSD. Like, what is GD and this is width? Okay, let's see why. Oh, in that case, it's just GD2. What the fuck? Imagic driver, just Imagic. Yeah, here we go. Much better. All right, nice. Create an underlying intervention image manager. Nice, good stuff. And this returns an image manager, which is something we have ourselves. So if I do image manager GD, I get the good image manager. Okay. Let me go here and see what this image manager is about. Right. So the facade will equally resolve. This is basically the proxy for the facade, I think. Let me just confirm. Yep, this is literally just the proxy for the facade. Yep, expected. Good shit. Good stuff. What are you guys working on today? It's like 6 p.m. in Portugal. What are you guys hacking on? Are you guys hacking on something fun on your side? Let me know what you're doing at the minute. My wife told me that you need to drink a beer. In the what? Oh? What are you saying? Oh, my Twitch chat is broken. That's why it's not showing shit. Oh my god, 1 second. Here we go. And it's back, I think. A tribute website for my favorite MC rapper. That's so good. Jonathan Coaster. By the way, someone just sent me your send me your project today. The fourth PHP thing. That looks exciting, dude. Tell me something. Is that project what we originally were thinking for Pint, like back in the days? Were you still using some of that stuff, or just completely just rebuild it from scratch? When did you get a setup tour? Oh, dude, you don't want to know. My setup is just horrible, honestly. It's just so bad, honestly. I have like 2 lights. I have my office in my room, and that's it. Like, it's just the most simple stuff. Maybe one day I will have a proper setup. Joaquinito is working on a new package for dynamic HTML for Laravel. That's a good one. In the pub. Oh, that makes sense, dude. That makes much more sense. Okay, this is looking okay-ish. I'm almost thinking like, this needs to be an abstract class? I don't think it needs to be an abstract class. Well, maybe it does though. Where is the this? Right. I spent so much, like, most of my time, like, this will feel hilarious for you guys, but like most of my time right now is spent on this GitHub UI. Like, I don't know if any of you also feels the same these days, but most of my time is spent on this GitHub desktop UI thing because I just want to see the diff. I want to see what the AI is producing, okay? And the best tool I've found so far to have a diff of the changes is literally GitHub desktop app. Maybe I'm the only one. How do you guys even check the diff that was created by AI? This is the most productive way I've found so far. What do you think about PHP 8.6 with Python? Wait, what? Why would PHP 8.6 have Python on it? GitHub desktop for the win. I agree, man. Facts, literally. VS Code. The thing is that does VS Code gives you like a nice diff like this, though? Didn't PHP Storm have a diff preview? I don't know, man. It does? Where is it? Like, I cannot see it. Like, if it does, I have no idea, like, honestly. It's not as nice as GitHub Desktop. Exactly. So that's why I'm always using this. Like, honestly, it's overrated. All right, something we do need. So we need to take 2 decisions. Okay, the first one is that if we are happy about this being an abstract class, okay, it feels weird to me. I'm going to be honest with you. %, sure feels weird. This should just be called intervention. That's it. And it should be at the root level. Okay, let's check. Let's actually plan that with Cloud Code. Feels weird that is within drivers, even if Imagic is based on it. Wondering if we shouldn't have intervention.php at foundation image level, and just accept a manager on the constructor. Let's change this to plan mode. So when I move to plan mode, I'm literally just prompting AI and, you know, getting the feeling like the mood. Developed by Josh is saying, my junior developers are always looking down on me for using the UI for Git. Why? I like it. Stevie is saying the following, guys, it's just me or it's art these days to change job. Well, are you a developer yourself? If you are a developer yourself, do you want to change jobs? Is that a good idea? Hotfixer is saying PHP Storm has a diff window. Okay, didn't know about that. That's a good thing to know. Coca, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. By the way, chat, if you enjoyed today's live stream, don't forget, go all the way down and click like on this video if you are having fun. Yeah, I may have to double check that JetBrains diff situation. Let's see what Cloud Code thinks about my move from intervention driver to just intervention. Intervention driver is an abstract class in drivers with GD and image extending it and overriding it. This is an unnecessary interaction. If intervention just accepts image manager and its constructor, blah, 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 it will become trivial, blah, 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 blah. Exactly. So you just remove this, you create image intervention, a concrete class, not an abstract, exactly. Implements driver. Does it need to implement driver though? That's the part I'm just fucking confused. Oh, it does, because the actual operations are equivalent. Yeah, this is smelling. Okay. If it needs to implement driver, maybe it should actually be abstract and a driver, maybe? Because if I go to, not that is like super modern, but like Eloquent, for example, if I go to Eloquent, I think we have actually something very close to this. So if I go to database, Eloquent, so here I should have something like, is it here, Eloquent? Yeah, it is. Is database, no, it's not Eloquent. Here we go, processors. We have a bunch of processors, and all of them extend this processor base class, I think. Here we go, which is exactly the same stuff. No, I think we're going to keep stuff like this then. Never mind. Let's keep things like this for now. Don't do anything. All right. We're back to where we were exactly. So we're going to keep it for now, at least like this. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Manager read resource. 1 second. Right. Stevie is saying the following: I'm a developer, but over the past year, I felt that my professional growth have slowed down. At the times, I even felt like I was moving backwards. Well, maybe it's time to change to not do another job, but oh, by job you mean like to go to a different company? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought by job you meant like professionally change to a different type of job, basically. So I think like when you feel that you're not growing, you probably should just move to a different company. And that different company will give you different people to work with. Maybe some of them are like more experienced than you. You can just learn a few things after that. You can also do like open source stuff. That's so useful, and also to get you people to know you. Life is Code is saying 3 months without job. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. There is this website called latajobs.com. Have you seen it? Because if you are a Laravel developer, you can probably find stuff over there. From where do you learn React? Oh, myself, I learned alone, literally. When I had to develop Laravel Cloud, I was just, React is super easy to learn as well, Like, it's not like I had to spend 3 weeks learning React. You're welcome, dude. I don't know what you guys think. Do you guys find React difficult? I don't find React difficult. Okay, so this implements the image. This is doing what I think it shouldn't do. All right, this is looking weird. Demosar is saying React is super simple. That's why it gets ugly on real big projects. Yeah, I kind of wish React was more opinionated almost. Well, that's why we have. Well, you could say that's why we have Next, which is probably the opinionated way of developing React apps, I guess. Use effect doing loops. I kind of wish they would fix that, honestly. The use effect debugging or, having use effect like fucking rendering your component 3 times. It's just so annoying. Joacanito is saying that Brent and Roman had a stream today about Xdebug. How did it went? Can you explain me via diagram, maybe, all this stuff? Okay, I know why I'm getting confused. It's because we have an image manager, but intervention also had an image manager. Oh, okay. And when we return GD driver, for example, we're returning this one. And from this one, we get the image manager from intervention. Oh, okay. Now all of this makes sense. So if I go to, for example, if I go to the abstract class, which is the one I originally wanted to, this one, when we say create manager, we are actually creating the image manager from imagic. Exactly. From intervention, I'm sorry. Okay, now all of this makes sense. Jesus Christ, took me a while. Yep. Demono is saying Next.js was nice with pages router. Now it gets ugly with so much stuff. Yeah, and I think Next.js will potentially have. I think, well, I don't think, I'm sure their goal is like to be this full stack framework. Like, over time, I think you are going to see Next as, like, I would even say competitor of Laravel, honestly, because I think that's what potentially they are aiming to. I think, I'm not sure though. Okay. But I think, well, if I were them, that's what I would do. Like, I would try to compete with Rails and Laravel, even. Okay, so this stuff makes sense. I kind of wish you could just rename this to Intervention Image Manager, but I think we cannot do that. Yep. Okay. Now this makes sense. I think the only thing I want to cover now is the operations array thing. This is looking very weird. All right. So no changes needed. Exit plan mode. Thank you. Let's. No need to clear the context. Let's now. So no changes needed. Next, let's talk now about the operations array. Kind of wish we could type all of this. Does it make sense to have this potentially as like image options, or just simply have it as properties of the class? Okay, let's see what he says about this. Adonis.js is cool. I tried it. It's super fast, super fast like Laravel. Yeah, but it's JavaScript, right? I think. Which is a good question for you all. Like, does any of you have developed a full JavaScript application with authentication, with queues, with mails, with, with the full story? Does any of you have done that? And if yes, like, what is the experience actually? Because from my understanding, you need to just import a bunch of various things to have it work. That's what I have heard. Da, 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 da. Well, Shirag is saying, why don't you use tools like Whisperflow or STT? So tell me, like, if you use STT, do you get all of this stuff by default, or you just don't get it? Like, that's my question. Like, if you use those frameworks, do you get all of that? You still need a lot of tooling. What I'm using for AI, Cloud Code, Opus 4.6. Okay, apparently we have typed operation classes or just this. What happens? Press N to add nodes? No, I actually want to see those nodes. How do I open this? Chat about this, skip the interview and plan immediately. Oh, it's asking me what I should do. Let me see. So we have image.php, which is right here. This really feels like a pending image almost. Yeah, I think we should rename this to pending image. And then we could have the operations like we are going to do just right here. Although the image options will be kind of nice. Mm, 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 mm. If we go down this path, this will lead to a bunch of options, and then this will be a nightmare in the future. How the GD driver would behave like this then? Let me see. Like when we are actually applying those options. Oh, depending of the operation type. Yeah, all of this stuff sucks. Do they offer, though, some sort of... At the very end, what's happening? Oh, we encode. So encode is the very last thing to call before actually having like the string version of the image. Interesting. Interesting, chat. Hope you guys are having fun today with this live stream. Obviously, it's just so deep into open source. And yeah, open source is not always fun, man. You need to just dive into some of these topics, like understand code that you haven't wrote yourself. It's not application code. It's like a little bit more, just different, because you have to deal with various cases and potentially prepare this for future drivers. So it's just much different than application code, but hope you guys are having fun today. W Nuno, thank you. I love Laravel because of Filament. Filament makes me don't think about UX and UI. It's not like you have to right now, right? Because with Cloud Code, you can just ask for it. So Live is code is saying the following. Yeah, with AI, you use so many libraries in online services, blah, 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 server-side components, and it's PHP copy. I know, dude. Sean Evans is saying the following, but why are you using Cloud Code directly, and which CLI? So I'm using Cloud Code CLI with Cloud Code Opus 4.6. So just using the CLI normally, which is this one, okay? Bruno Bernard is saying, I have learned how to code Laravel while watching your source code. Oh, thank you. Which application have you checked the source code on? I assume it's an open source one. Was that Pinkery, the starter kits? So here we have to do a bunch of operations up front, and then we need to call the encode thing. The encode is the last one, the last piece of the puzzle. Right. Okay, let me see what they do have as an offering. So let's just chat about this, okay? Actually, can you maybe explain what other options we have? This feels untyped, so I was wondering if the user calls something like crop, we just proxy to the pending image class. We would either keep these options or potentially just proxy already. Oh, shit. Oh, wait. Oh, proxy already to the underlying driver at the very end, call create or even encode to actually do it. Any suggestion? The thing is that with a driver like Cloudflare, you cannot actually just, can you crop it? Can you do it? Blah, 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 because it's an HTTP call at the very end. So maybe like the operations make sense, and maybe like we just use an options class, basically. Let's see what Cloud Code will tell me, but maybe like using an option classes will just exactly what we are going to end up doing. Oh, was Pinkery? Well, Pinkery is a very solid PHP Laravel application, although I must tell you that I was using a very events-driven approach, and I'm not a fan of that approach anymore. Yeah, it couples the image to the driver early. Option D, well, we have option B and D directly. We don't have an option A or C. You're like, what the fuck? Option D returns the pending image that wraps the library, cleans separation, big refactor. Right. Just option B and D directly. No A or C. Like, why? Cloud is hallucinating. Yeah, it's a lot of context already. Soon they're going to have to clean it up. Option F, 100%. Developed by Josh is saying, I'm going to work on the starter kits this weekend, going to pull all the recent updates into the React and Vue ones that Wendell was worked on. Oh, that's nice, man. Option W, 100%. Library, cleanest separation with bigger refactor. Can you explain me the option D? Also, explain me why there is no option A or C. Okay, let's see. We can potentially have the encode at the struct level, 100%. We should be close to the final context, so. Okay, I wanna check the answer. Like, why didn't you have an option? Oh, the option A and C was the one they had before. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Option D in detail. Request image gets the file upload from the request, resolves the driver from the container, blah, blah, blah. So that's what's expected. Pending image, wraps a specific image instance, has corp match optimized, calls the regular. Oh, I don't want this. Yeah, so maybe the operation stuff is like the actual good option after all. Yeah, all right. So let's do something else. Let's actually do something else. Rename the image class to a pending image and create a new class that allows me to set all these various options, potentially pending image options. Even though pending option like image options could be on the image itself. Yeah, but let's just do pending image options for now. Yeah, pending image options for now. With all the possible options. For now, just the corp one and optimize and format actually. Well, optimize and format. Juacanito, that phrase is scary. What do you mean? Oh, the absolutely right, 100%. They don't do it that often anymore, actually. The absolutely right thing, they don't do it that often anymore. Like, they 100% added something to the system prompt to remove it. I think there are two things they don't do it anymore. The absolutely right thing, they also don't do the delve situation. Do you guys remember what every single time you would ask something like, can you rewrite my tweet? It would just say something like, let's delve into something. The delve thing is gone, you know? There is an option for compact conversation. Every single time I compact anything, it just becomes bad after all. Okay, image will be renamed to pending image, same location, foundation image changes. The class name is image pending image. Replace operations with pending image operations, exactly what I want. And this will basically corp the image exactly, format. We'll just the dash call checks the options, has values instead of empty operations, exactly. Pass these options to the driver process instead of operations, exactly what I want. Just move forward. Yep, this needs to be nullable because the user may not want to actually change anything. So that's all expected. So if I go to pending image, I see a bunch of nullable options, which is 100% sure expected. Can I just tweak these options right here if I want to? I don't know why it keeps mentioning quality. I'm going to just say, can you remove quality for now? So which ones we have? We have the width, the weight, and the format. That's what we have at the minute. And that's the only thing I want for now. Also, the has changes can be a array filter with a count. Quality equals to compression. Yeah, I know about that. But the thing is that if, let's just think a little bit, right? If you ask to intervention that you want to crop something, you don't actually specify the quality, I think. This is a nice refactor right here. It wants quality for optimization. Oh, like if I were to call optimize, right. It's still, oh, that's a good point then. So if I go to pending image, I see like optimize, and we see format and quality. Okay, that's a good point. Never mind. So you guys were right. So add back the quality to the optimization method too. That's a good point, chat. Thank you. So you guys are saying that I'm going to see right now here quality, which is a good point. So, but it shouldn't be, yeah, exactly. Int quality at 80%. It should be nullable though on the options though, right? Yeah, I don't get why we see like this should be nullable. Because if the user doesn't call optimize, this should be nullable. And this can be just this basically. And this use array filter array this. This is a small trick. Chat, this is like, I don't know if you guys understand this, but like literally, instead of doing this, you can just cast the given this to array. And what this will do is just map every single attribute to his value as array. So as you guys can see, it's just way more clear. Can you guys see it? You guys cannot see it. Let me show you. Pending options. Okay, to understand if these changes, like I just do array filter, I casted this to array, and then I just count if I have more than one change, basically. Peak engineering. Ask AI to edit 2 characters. Dude, I know, man. You know, that's what I just do, man. This is crazy. You know, I just ask AI to do it, and that's it. But I could have done it literally. I know. I just get rusty as well. You know, if I'm honest, like I'm getting rusty actually typing the stuff. And I think at some point we are going to get rusty as well, like actually typing like all this code, because even typing the text to the AI, I feel like we are going to end up talking to a bunch of these tools. Like we are going to just say, "Can you do this? Can you do that? I think this is better," and the AI will just do it. You know. Everyone is getting rusty. I don't even know how to write PHP anymore. I know, dude. I know. All right, this is looking good. So pending image options. We have image, pending image, right? So let's just recap a little bit. So this is looking fantastic. So we have a pending image, which is what we get when you do request image, which will have the underlying file uploaded. We'll have pending options. We'll have a driver, which will be GD, Imagic, or Cloudflare, for example. We have process it. Why do we need to process it? Let me think. Do we need to process it? Let me think. Why this is even being used? Process it. So when we call the underlying file call, okay, this will need to be a mixed in, by the way. This will be a mixed in of uploaded file. So we have nice auto completion. Okay, that's important. When we call the uploaded file, we're going to check if well, first of all, we need to change things. And if the image haven't been processed already. If it haven't, we are going to process the image with those options. And we call this resolve driver, which will return this driver itself. Let me just confirm. Yep, because it might be GD, might be whatever. Okay, all of this makes sense. Yep. All of this makes sense. Yes. And then we process the image by getting the real path from the uploaded file, and we just override it on the spot with the new information. We just do file put contents. Here, I think I want to do something a little bit more badass, which is I'm going to get the uploaded file. Do I have a replace or something like that? That would be nice. File, replace, put. No, I don't. Okay, well, in that case, we just inject here file system. Why are you complaining all over the place, though? Oh, because it's missing a comma. I'm sorry. So here we inject file system. I'm going to actually ask AI to do that. Because otherwise this won't be testable, you know what I mean? This won't be testable, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to say the following. On the pending image, there is a file put context direct call that is not testable. Can you inject file system? This will be illuminate support file system. I think. Let me just confirm. Oh, it's illuminate file system actually. Okay. Can you inject the file system and use it instead? Make a small pause to use the bathroom. I'll be back. This is lame though. Like, why is he doing that? Don't use the container. Use dependency injection, please. Here we go. All right, let's take a moment to see the chat. You guys can call all vibe coding, get rusty, more market for me. Let's go. We vibe engineering. We master our domain. We just don't type it. Exactly that. Sidiko is saying the following. Every time I try, I end up fighting with some LLM till I get fed up and decide to do it myself. Yeah, here was just, it was kind of missing an import. So we chill and back to the game. We good, chat. We good. Great question, though, from Theo Braun, which is asking the following. What's happening with IDEs like JetBrains? So I think JetBrains needs to adapt. And I think it's taking too long, honestly. I think they have developed something, though. Like, someone was telling me JetBrains Air or whatever. How is it called? Maybe it's done already, JetBrains Air. Yeah, I think, this is what I need to try start using. Yep. There is so many tools like this right now. This is exactly what we need to start using, chat, basically. If this have a nice diff, we should definitely start using this. That's it. What do you guys think we just do a stream about this? About JetBrains Air. Could be nice. What do you guys think? Does any of you have used this already? Type yes if yes, type no if no, because it looks cool. I wonder if I can have a nice diff like GitHub Desktop, though. If I can, I think that's enough already. Yeah, protected file system. Exactly. Why the fuck do we have this that way, though? This is so bad. Protected. Here we go. Much better. JetBrains products are like addictive. If this is JetBrains Cursor, it will be good. I think it's more than Cursor now, because Cursor have been, well, historically, it was an IDE, and then you have Cursor V2, which has like some sort of agentic UI. But I think like this Air situation is literally like not even a PHP Storm editor. It's literally like an agentic editor, which I think most editors will have to be at some point. I think, though, like editors like this, where you just type code, there will be just gone, like in a year from now. 100% sure. Michael is saying the following: you prefer asking an LLM to code for you, or you just code yourself? I'm fine with LLMs doing this for me. Chat, this is looking very dope, by the way. Panning image with a bunch of options. The user may tweak those options, and if those options were ever tweaked, basically, we actually do the stuff. This is looking fantastic. This is actually looking fantastic. It has changes, then we actually process the file, and we just rewrite the real one. This is looking very good, by the way. In theory, this is already usable, by the way, which is I'm very curious to use. How would I use this? Well, I will have to set up a new Laravel app, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, let's actually do that real quick. All right, so I want to use this on a real project. So one directory above this, create a new project using, well, actually I have a Laravel 13 project, don't I? I do. Yeah, what is that project? One moment. Can I test it in the test? Yeah, you can. Where do I have that? Streams. Oh, here we go. Okay, can I use this? Yep, I can. All right, so I'm gonna just do this. So on this project, can you symlink? By the way, if you don't know, you can literally symlink a folder as a package on your Laravel project. This is something that I typically use if I want to test things out, okay? Can you symlink this framework so I can test this feature? All right, so what I think will end up happening is that we are going to see this framework being symlinked over there. Yep, it's already reading the composer.json file and will now do the symlink situation, which is good. Yep, it's done already apparently. So we're good to go, I think. Yep, it is done actually. All right, 1 second. So I'm going to just add the Laravel framework, the Laravel project into this framework project so I can have both at the same time. How do I even do that? Can I actually do that? That's a good question. Can I have 2 projects in the same PHP Storm view? That would be cool. New project from existing files. Nope. I want to just open a project here. Like, oh. Attached to this window. Can I just attach? Oh, so nice, 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 nice. We back chat. Here we go. So we have the project right here, which now should be symlinked. Yep, this is a symlink done. Good stuff. Meaning that in theory, I can now initiate a cloud session here and work on it. All right, so I have just coded a new feature on the Laravel framework that allows me to do request image, avatar or whatever, and then optimize and then crop, etc., etc. Check, and then I have to give it the file itself. Check this file at framework level. Create very minimal and simple routes at web.php that allow me to test this. Here we go. Add to workspace. It was kind of similar. I just added like a recent project, and that allowed me to attach to an existing one. So that's what I've done. Livewire 4 versus Inertia v3. I think both are fantastic. I love them both. Okay, what do we have here? So we have a very simple upload route with an upload and optimize. And then we have a post upload, and then we have a post. Yep, this is good, but I also need a way of seeing the image itself. So I'm going to just say that's looking good, but I need a way of seeing the new image somehow. Good stuff. Good point. The good point is now the new. You're absolutely right. All right, it's working on it. It's working on it. 80 people watching the live stream. You guys are absolutely awesome, by the way. Absolutely awesome. Okay, is this enough? Let me think a little bit. So we have the post avatar, optimize it, and store it in images publicly. Yes, is kind of enough. Feel like you should just have I don't know. You should just have at base level, let's a base route, like welcome page, literally. Display the last uploaded image. Maybe call it avatar.png, avatar.format. And always upload to the same file name. Legal Dom, what's up, dude? How you doing? Should I go for my second Laracon US? 100%, dude. I will be there. I will be one of the speakers. I will be on one of the speakers, and I'm very excited about that. If there's any of you is going to Laracon US or Laravel Live Japan, all right, so we have one image, which is nothing. And then, why is it doing this? Oh, because it might be in various formats. Yeah, makes sense. And then we fetch the image, and if the image exists, we just have it, and then we break it. Nice, nice, nice. And then we just display it. But I may also upload a new one right here. This is looking fantastic. And if I receive a post at root level, I'm going to just do whatever and then redirect back. This is looking good. Yes, sir. Just do it. I wish. Okay. I'm going, man. It will be fun. Storage link. Yes, yes, yes. You don't have to do tests, though. Do I need to say that? Maybe, perhaps. Done. Okay, well. If it's done, I can type composer dev. Why is it not working? Oh, because I haven't run npm install, perhaps? I think that's it. By the way, we haven't said thanks to our sponsors, chat. We need to do that. Red Bear International, one of the best digital agencies in the entire planet, doing Laravel and Vue.js. Check them out. Modern email delivery thanks to Mailtrap. They have this local email solution, but now they are production ready. Check them out. They're lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm using them for all my emails right now. Serpa API. So basically, if you need like Google, but you want to have it like through an API format, that's what you would use Serpa API for, okay? They're absolutely awesome. They have this very easy output and an API format that you may use. They support Google, they support Amazon, kind of the major search providers. Check them out. JetBrains, of course. They have this beautiful PHP Storm editor that I use all the time, but they also have now, JetBrains Air, which we are going to check it out maybe in the next live stream. Titan, of course, they build you in rescue web apps for in-dev teams. They obviously have wrote the book Laravel Up and Running, thanks to Matt Stauffer, and they're obviously very good on what they do, so check them out if you can. Titan.com. Redberry internationally, of course, they're absolutely awesome as well. They do AI code reviews and you receive them through pull requests. They do like nice graphs like this. I've used them and I use them in all my open source stuff at the minute. Check them out, coderabbit.ai. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And by the way, I have a new video about Inertia v3 if you haven't checked it already, okay? Check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out. New video about Inertia v3, okay? It is awesome, okay? It is awesome. So this is all done, and we back to the game. So I was trying to serve the image, which wasn't yet done. Let's actually type here composer dev now. So now it should work, and it does, meaning that I can just copy this, go to a regular Safari browser. Bam, I see image test upload. Now I need to remove the image for a bit. So this is a thing which is I share my Safari window, but if I click on choose file, which I just done right now, what ends up happening is that it just shows all what I have on the Finder, which I don't want you guys to see because I have images, you know, I have all of my stuff. So anyways, I'm going to just find a good image of myself, and we use that image all the time, okay? So let's use this beautiful image of myself, call it profile full. Yep. So I'm going to upload an image of my face, basically, okay? So I'm going to say upload, and done it. I'm going to go back, and now what we have is we have the image uploaded here. I'm going to click on upload, and we have a runtime exception. This is good, okay? Runtime exception is saying the following: image intervention is required to use a GD driver. You may require it through Composer. So this is lovely, exactly what we want, okay? Exactly what we want. So we go back, we go to the terminal, and we just cancel this. We type Composer required intervention image 3.0. So we'll now require the package. All of this is expected, okay? We clear the terminal, we type Composer dev, and we just go back to the game, okay? We just go back to the game. Same stuff, easy peasy. Let's upload the game, the same image. Yep, this one. And now we just click on upload. Uploaded. Even though this is not being well displayed, something is wrong here. Local storage, oh, the URL is not okay. I can fix this. So on that .m file, this is not correct. And actually, if I refresh it, it should just work. Here we go. Nice. And I think this actually worked, meaning that the images doesn't have even close to the same quality. And now it's a WebP image. So I have uploaded a PNG. Let me just double check the dimensions and also like the size itself. Let me see. So profile full. The profile full image I have uploaded is a PNG, and it has 1.5 megabytes. So it's a huge image, okay? Huge image. Now, the image we are visualizing here, if I were to open it in the different tab, as you guys can see, first of all, is a WebP image, and it doesn't have even the same quality. And if I were to, let me just try to save this image in downloads and see how much are we talking about. 3 kilobytes. This is so good. 3 kilobytes, chat. Basically, this image, that was a fucking 1.5 size image used for Avatar. It's now 3 kilobytes only. That's how much WebP gives you in terms of speed, like literally, you know? Oh my God, so good. This is exactly what we want. Let me just go here to resources, routes, WebP. And what we have done, let me just confirm, request image avatar corp to 200 to 200, optimize it to the WebP quality 80%. This is very good stuff. This is exactly what I wanted. What project is this? Well, welcome to the live stream. My name is Nuno. I'm a PHP and Laravel developer, and today we are developing a new feature for the Laravel framework. I'm a Laravel core team member, so good stuff. So Maria is saying the following: WebP is little brother of WebM, which is insane better than MP4. Oh, really? And Aviv is even smaller. I don't know those two formats, I'm going to be honest with you. Well, I know MP4, but I don't know what is WebM. WebP is like dope though, you know? So optimize it, allow me to specify the format. I have a few questions. What happens if I call optimize without nothing? Will be WebP by default. and there is no quality by default, which I don't know. I'm gonna give like 80% quality by default, just like that. Okay, 80% quality by default. Let me think if I want this. I think I want this, yes. 80% quality by default, and then I go back here, and I want us to just call optimize without any arguments. And I don't want to corp the image. I'm gonna just leave it open. The only thing I want to do is optimize, okay? So if I do this and I go back to the base URL, I can just go again and upload the same image. Let's actually do that. All right, same image profile, full picture, 1.5 megabytes. So that's done. And now I'm gonna click on upload. This should give me a much better picture. And here we go. Let me just refresh this. So we have a much better picture right here. However, if I inspect the element and I open it, I see the image right here. I can save it. Let me just save it and show you the size. I save it into downloads. And the size is 56 kilobytes. Okay, so one image got ported from PNG to WebP, and now it's 56 kilobytes only. And the same quality, like visually, it's the same quality, feels the same quality. Good stuff, honestly. Very happy about this. The quality should be 80p, the 80, like why 80, not 90? Ranak is saying the following: I know you, buddy. I met you at Laracon 2026. That was such a good Laracon, man. I had such a good time. This is cool. I agree, dude. I'm very happy about the results so far. All right, what do we have more to do here? We need to review the entire code, obviously test all of this shit. That's important. We can change drivers, of course. We have Imagic as well. If I were to use Imagic right now, would that even work? That's a good question. So if I were to go here and we type something like use Imagic, would that even work? That's a good question, right? I don't even know. We're about to find out. So I'm going to upload same image. Well, it just worked. Same stuff. Interesting. I'm curious to see how different the image actually is. It's 1 more kilobyte. That's very interesting. So using GD, it's 56 kilobytes. Using Imagic is 57 kilobytes, literally 1 kilobyte difference. In terms of quality, visually, they look as good as the original one, like literally no differences. Crop is resizing, not cropping. No, cropping is cropping. Okay, it will basically just like compact the image, if I'm honest. Did you add an enum support for all those methods? Not an enum. It was more like just methods, basically, regular methods. Okay. By the way, chat, if you're having fun today, don't forget, go all the way down, click like on this video, insanely important. If you are on Twitch, make sure you also do that on my YouTube channel. Click a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff, okay? If you do that, this number will go up, okay? If one of you who is not subscribed yet clicks on subscribe, this number will go up. Does it remove the image metadata as well? I have no idea. Yet. I will have an idea in the future, but no idea yet. I'm still like prototyping this shit, you know? That's the first thing you guys should do when you guys are coding something, is just making sure you can actually do it. And then we just go line by line, actually individually asset that everything is just perfect, okay? All right, this is looking fantastic. So we have this process which will make sure we don't process the same thing twice. I'm wondering like, what happens if some of you were saying like, I want to just do it twice, like image, optimize, store as, blah, 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 and then I want to do it again. In theory, something we could do if you guys want to is that we could do something like this. So for those of you who are saying that you guys want to have like 2 images at the same time, in theory, I could potentially do something like this. I could do, let's say, corp like 100 and 100, store that. We could just do this. Request image, blah, 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 blah. And then with that image, corp it as 100, 100, and then store it as that. And then with the same image, just do 200, 200, and store it as that. The problem with this approach is that I would have to find a way of storing the backup image, basically, or keeping the backup image, which I can maybe do it, honestly. Like I could preserve the original image somehow, somewhere, you know? That crop actually feels like a resize. It's not the same. Well, let me see. You know, that's a concern of the underlying library. So let me just double check what the corp is doing. Oh, it's a cover. Oh, I meant... oh, shit. All right, let's fix it. Seems that our crop is... or should be cover instead. Can you fix it? All right, done. All right, it's making sure of that. Okay. I want to quickly double check one little thing. So this is expected. This is expected. I think you can do some job here of formatting real quick. So here I want to import this. There is already an uploaded file. Oh? Yeah, it's the same. Like, what the fuck? So this could be like that. And how about the image upload? This can be fully imported, correct? Yes. And this one can be fully imported as well, I think. Yes. And here I'm going to use the container directly. Look at me actually doing some code. Feels good. Image mail file system. And here we import the file system, the container actually. Bam. Good stuff. Non-static call should it oh? Isn't this make? Oh, get instance make. Sorry. Here we go. All right. All right, good stuff. Why do you code by yourself? Ugh, I feel you, man. If the user selects a 10 megabytes image, it has to be uploaded first in that case. Yeah, it gets uploaded to the temporary directory. That's the way it works. Any file upload works like that. It goes always to a temporary directory. Git, go ahead. Thank you so much for the subscription. Tier 1, dude. You are 2 months already subscribed. I appreciate your support, dude. You are absolutely awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's the difference of using container there or versus the app? So basically, this is an Illuminate component. And the app function relies on the foundation, meaning that if this component were to be used individually, like in Laravel 0, the app function wouldn't be available. So you kind of have to rely directly on the container itself. Actually, by doing this, I should technically make sure the container is registered at... Technically, I know it is, but if I were to go to this HTTP thing, I need to make sure... Oh, what is the... Oh, right here. I need to make sure the container is here, which is not, which is a good point. If it's not, let me just double check if container is being used somewhere on the HTTP layer. I'm like 1,000% sure it is, though. Like, I would be very surprised if it's not. Even though this is used... Where this is used? If I type, like, container, I don't see it anywhere. Okay, how about Laravel? How about app? Like, just /app. I don't see it either. How about request? Do I see this? Yep, I see this, which does retrieve item. Well, I will do a to-do here, and I will check this off stream. To-do, check if it's fine to use container. If it's not fine, I can potentially do this app because I'm at the request layer, I think, level. And that must have a way of accessing the current app, like 1000%. Container app. Yeah, I mean, 100% somewhere. So I will leave it to do anyways to double check it. Okay? But I'm like positive that this is fine. Yep. So this receives file system and file uploaded. And then, yeah, this is good stuff. Yep. What is this? And why do we need this way? Oh, because the driver is resolved like later on the game, basically. And also I can change the driver if I want to. And the driver is resolved when we are going to actually encode stuff. Yep. Now, there is something to be said about the given file uploaded, because I almost feel that if we want something like this to happen, this corp right here will happen like on this image already, which is kind of fucked up. I may have to think about this a little bit. Prods TV is saying the following for uploads. Does Laravel handle all the security stuff like all kinds of uploaded data? On that case, you would have to validate the uploaded data, which you can do from a form request. I think the next package should be for inertia to optimize the image client side before upload. That's a good point, actually. Like a JavaScript optimized image, that's a good point. Aren't those annotations superfluous? Maybe. Which annotations are you talking about? Oh, on the interact with data thing, with input? Yeah, they are. But the thing is that the current file right now, it's like using that kind of legacy, let's call it that way. So I kind of want to preserve the file in the same style all the time. With new stuff, like with new files, for example, so here is all good, you know? Here is like fully typed and without any PHP docs. How much of your work contains AI assistant development? I would say 80-90% at the minute. Yep. And 100% sure GS can optimize the image before the upload. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. All right, what do we have? We have a very decent foundation already, honestly. A very decent foundation. I really feel now it's the time to actually have a good test suite around this. So then we can just refactor things if we have to. What do we have here? Do we have any kind of very good integration testing? Let me see. We have very bad tests. Like none of them. Oh, they do actually. Make panning image. So this is where I want to test things out. I also want to make sure one little thing. If I do on the very end, when I actually replace the uploaded image, should it be replaced to begin with? That's a very good question. Like right here, once we optimize the image, we are basically overriding the original one that got uploaded. Now, is this a good thing to do? That we still need to figure it out, right? We still need to figure it out. Because one question would be, yeah, one question. I mean, I can see this breaking already. Like I have, let's say, a nuno.png, for example, and I'm going to replace a webp, and this will be still nuno.png. So that's a broken example already, right? Which also leads to the question, like, if I do dd here, this file get real path, what do I get exactly? Let me see. Oh, I don't even get an extension and anything like that. That's interesting. Huh. So, which also leads to the question, if I do this file, get extension, do I have anything like that? Yep. If I do this, after optimizing it, what do I get? I get no extension whatsoever. Well, that's interesting. How about if I comment this? I get no extension whatsoever. That's, well, all right. Is that broken? Client original extension. Okay, let's actually use this one. So if I refresh this, I will get PNG. If I replace this, I get PNG. Almost feels like here I should just create a new file so I don't have this issue. I should do something like this. This file equals to file, you know what I mean? Or just do this instead. Like this will be kept, you know? And I can just do this. If there is no changes, or the file was already processed. No, I cannot do it this way. Yeah, I'm going to ask Cloud Code. I want to see how Cloud Code thinks about this. All right, one thing I just noticed is currently on the -- call, we override the actual uploaded file. So 2 questions here. Is this actually okay? If not, well, if not, why not? But also, doesn't this literally bugs things like get methods on the file uploaded class? Because it might think is still the same file. I'm going to change to plan mode to see what it says about this. Never mess with the original, leave it at the temp, always save it and override the new storage image. Delete the temporary at the end. Well, the temporary file will always be deleted, you know? You don't have to actually delete it yourself, but Andres is saying the following: Laravel, the temporary uploaded file in the original file name lives in a separate file, separate life. Oh, you burned your tokens already? Oh no, that's horrible, dude. How can you talk and code at the same time? That's the way I work. Honestly, this is very, very, very similar to the way I actually work. I actually work like this. I'm always speaking with myself. I'm a little bit crazy though, you know? The base package supports multiple image manipulations. It does. You mean the intervention? Oh, we are going to end up having a bunch of methods. I'm 100% sure. We all crazy, 100%, dude. Okay, let's see what Cloud Code thinks about all this story. Overwriting the temporary file is okay, mostly 50-50. Do you guys know that story of, I think it was called Bad Wars, or I cannot remember the movie, but there is a movie where they are literally within a car and they ask the taxi driver to drive him, and they are like in the middle of the war almost, and the guy comes to the taxi and says, dude, is it safe to drive here? And the driver says, yeah, is it safe? It's like 50-50. And the guy says like, wait, what? What do you mean 50-50? 50% we live, 50% we die? What the fuck? So that's what the 50-50 comes from. Anyways, is overriding the temp example? Okay, mostly yes. So like 50-50. Store, get size, meme type call, all read for that. All read on demand, okay? So it will pick up the new content. The file will be stored with a processed bytes, okay? What bugs? Get client meme type. The cached, it's still like comes from the other, which is kind of expected. So it stays like image JPEG even after you convert to a WebP. Not a huge deal, since most of the code uses get meme type, which reads from the disk. I mean, that's expected. If you optimize, if you change the extension, like it's kind of expected. Hash name. This is a tricky one. The random hash is cached, but the extension comes from guest extension, which reads from the current file. So before override, it will give you back this. After the override, it will give you back that, which is also expected, I guess. This means if someone calls hash name before storing it, oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. But not actually a bug, I think, which triggers the call in processing. They will get the old extension. But in practice, store calls hash name internally after our call processes the file, so the extension will be correct. The real risk, if the user converts the format and has no idea the format changed, the client get original name still says avatar.png. The current approach is pragmatic and works for the main use case, cover, optimize, store. The edge case is around the get client original extension, blah, 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 blah. Right. You can code like that because you have teams in a meeting and co-workers. Oh, I feel you, man. I don't know what is my cloud code plan at the minute. Sorry. I'm using the Laravel stuff, so I don't even know. Write to a new temporary file. Do we want to do this? So question. So real quick, if we were to write it, let's say, write it to a new temporary file, how would all of this play out? I guess the original image file uploaded will be immutable. That's one of the things, right? Immutable. And the return type from call will be a new file uploaded? Does that make sense? Okay, let's see what Claude thinks about this. Share your key with us. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are crazy. By the way, chat, if you guys don't know, I'm also on Instagram. Okay, I don't know if you guys use Instagram. I use a little bit. If you guys enjoy short videos, actually, I have my Instagram here, I think. How do I even show it? Socials, I think? No? Social? No? Oh my god, I have no idea. I had keybinds for all this shit, not anymore. Well, that's interesting. Nuno Maduro Instagram. Here we go. That's me. Oh my god. Here we go, chat. In case you guys have Instagram, give me a follow there, okay? That's a good Instagram account. This is not open code. This is Cloud Code, by the way. Okay, I want to see what Cloud Code thinks about this. That makes sense, how this would play out. So the call processes the images, writes the images to a new temporary file, creates a new uploaded file pointing to that temporary file, which correct type, name, extension, etc., stores the new uploaded file as this processed file, proxies the call to processed file instead of this file. It would make problems with uploaded file testing, though. Yeah, I think I want to. I will keep this way. I will just do the following. All right. Let's not do anything. However, can you actually write some integration tests into this stuff? Like, make sure the current, how is it called? There is literally a Laravel API for this. Here we go. The new current upload file fake and everything works well. The current works well. What else? Yeah. Make sure the files got actually optimized, etc. And this needs to be done. Is it this level? Maybe? Yeah, maybe. Do it right here. And I think you can do it here. Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. Yeah, Shad, this is typically like, I'm working on a single project. Honestly, I don't see how people work in multiple projects. Like, I have tried it already. It feels like just too much almost, you know? Like, if I have to work on multiple projects, the context switching is just too much. It doesn't work for me. Does it work for you, though? Maybe, like, you guys work on multiple projects. I don't know. I don't. So create a fake upload of the image through that, and then use the real manager in the container with GD driver. Wire up the real image now in the container? Well, you don't need to do this. Just do uploaded file, fake image, blah, blah, blah. Right. What this returns, though? Let me see. Image. Interesting. Returns a file, not an uploaded file. Oh, it's an uploaded file, actually. Oh, never mind. Makes sense. Right. Does it make sense, though? It does. Yes, it does make sense. Yep. Although, on the uploaded file, this now needs to return this file factory situation needs to return not a new this one at least. Just make the file factory image return a new image with the given file that is already an uploaded file. Muluk is saying the following regarding the question if people can work in multiple projects. No, I cannot. As I review all the code, it's hard to work in multiple. Yeah, just like me, honestly. I think like if I were to just prompt enter, prompt enter, prompt enter, and not review anything, this I would be able to move it fast, but I mean, I cannot do that, right? So, okay, let's see what we have now. Image test will have an integration test gated to blah, 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 blah. Create a fake upload image with this, and then we just use uploaded file image already creates a real image files via GD. Does it though? Yeah, let's say yes and see how it goes. Yeah, for me, it's just one project at a time is enough. Way more than enough, honestly. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's working. It's working. I can feel it. So now, as a reminder, now we're just writing a bunch of integration tests through all of this and make sure like we have a solid test suite before we start ramping this up a little bit. Return new pending image. Return a new pending image with that avatar. Yeah, this is exactly what we want. Exactly what we want. Then we cover it and we assert, first of all, they are the same object. Well, that's expected. And then we just tweak the options real quick, and we assert the options are set. But I don't need this. This is like low level testing. I don't need any of this. So this stuff feels like unit testing to me. So wondering, do you wanna do it here, this, and maybe where this is placed? Test foundation image. Let me just confirm something real quick. If I go to source, we have an integration folder, don't we? I think we do. Integration. Where do we see that? Pretty sure we do, though. No, we don't? Fuck. What do we have under foundation, though, then? Like, if I were to go to HTTP, for example, do I see like a bunch of it? No, I just see unit testing. Oh, here we go. I was confused. Wrong folder. Okay, so within the... okay, so here I can have like unit testing under HTTP. And then we can have integration testing under integration. Okay. So do you want to do this here and keep it, and maybe have integration testing under, so that would be tests, integration, foundation, etc. Vernak is saying the following: I don't prefer completely vibe coding. Yeah, same for me. I just agentic coding, which is exactly what we are doing today. Feels much better. Yep. Adele is saying the following: have you ever tried to migrate the Laravel core test suite from PHP Unity test? I haven't, no. Probably would be a good thing because we support parallel testing and everything. But there's a lot of custom code within Laravel. You know, it's not an easy project to test, honestly. What is mclose? Mclose is mockery close, which you typically don't have to do on a regular Laravel project because we do it for you. But when you use mockery on the project outside Laravel, you actually need to call mockery close so you can close the expectations. Okay. Shep, by the way, don't forget, go all the way down and click like on this video, okay? If you're enjoying working or co-working with me, which I think is a bunch of you are doing that right now. Yes, yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, yes. Okay, so now we have test foundation image pending image, and we have test integration foundation image pending. This is exactly what I want. Unit testing and then integration testing. So I want to see like how this integration testing is being set up. So if I go to this thing right here, what do we have here? So, oh, I don't want this. I don't want this. So this is crap for me. This is crap on my eyes. No good mockery. Mocking is always bad shit, okay? Always, always, always. Why are you mocking? No mocking. Why are you mocking? No mocking. Actually, doing stuff with the file. No good, huh? No good. No good, no good, no good. All right, now doing much better job though. I think. So we have an avatar image actually being uploaded, and then we create a new pending image. At this level? Well, I don't want to do an HTTP request, so I guess we don't have an option. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I do think we need some sort of actual build or create or just process or whatever, so we can actually see if things are good. So at pending image, at the pending image, have actually a process public method. Use it on the dash call, but also on the integration testing, actually process the file to see how the whole thing behaves. Yeah, we changed the crop method name to cover. That's expected because that's exactly the method we are using behind the scenes. We are calling cover to the integration thing. Integration? Yeah, that's the name it's called. Yeah. This is exactly what I want to test, and hopefully all of this stuff will pass. Yes. Okay, I want to see what's happening here. So I'm going to go to the terminal real quick. I'm going to open the framework, and I want to run Benderbin PHP unit, and I want to type a test, integration, foundation, image, pending image test. So we have a passing test. Let's go here into image, pending image test again. Okay, at foundation level, is this the one? We don't need this though, because it will always be installed. And this is what I want to test. So if I create a new file, which is an avatar.png, and I cover it, I get the file itself and expect this is exactly what I want, chat. Basically upload the 200 by 200 and make sure the size is now correct. By the way, small tip, chat, don't tell this anyone, okay? Top secret situation here, okay? Top secret situation. What you can do here is this. Is it weight? Yeah, and this is weight. Okay, top secret situation. Side effects? Oh? There we go. Small tuple right there. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Test optim. So here we are testing the cover situation, right? Yeah, cover. Here we're testing the optimize. So basically we have this image just like that, and we optimize to the PNG format and expect it to be PNG. And I test the cover and optimize together like this. Right, which should just work also. We should also add a test to make sure things don't actually change a thing if I were to not do anything. So this will be like this. Test file size changes after processing, yes. Test processing only happens once, yes. Test options don't modify the file. No options, this is exactly what I want to do. So I have bytes, and then I assert those bytes are just normal afterwards if I don't change a single thing, even calling process afterwards. Right, and here I've called it process twice. Here, exactly. Cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Ooh, undefined variable size. Okay. Do you have a size somewhere? Oh, we do. Image size. Oh, this is actually no good, huh? Get image size. Oh, there is a third one? Interesting. So I think this will be the actual... Oh, this will be the extension. Extension. And here I want to optimize as WebP, if you don't mind. WebP, thank you. And we good. Good stuff. Thank you, Malak. Appreciate it. Now we want, so I want to mimic the API of intervention. Okay. Mia, what's up? Nice to see you. How you doing? Maya, how you doing? Nice to see you here. So this is a beautiful integration test we have here, chat, okay? And yeah, this is very cool stuff so far. I think we made great progress. It's getting a little bit late, so I think will be it for me today. That was a long stream. Did you guys have fun? Hopefully, yes, okay? Hopefully, yes. Still a bunch of you on YouTube, so I appreciate that. Let's rate someone on Twitch as usual. But I will continue to work on this next Monday. As a reminder, I still have to finish my sluggable pull request, which is right here. So this is, I'm just waiting for Taylor to come to have some vibe check. But if Taylor approves all of this, I will continue to work on this and get it done. And then I will come back to this image upload situation because it's getting sexy as fuck, you know? Good shit, chat. I hope you guys had fun today. All right, let's see how many people we have on Twitch. 40 people as well. You guys are awesome, man. Honestly, 80 people co-working with me. That's so good. Great stream. Thank you. Good weekend to you too, man. I'm going to go to Viseu, actually, which is going to a city close by. Visit a friend of mine. Good stuff. Okay, do we have anyone doing PHP today? Every single time I check it, I don't find PHP developers on Twitch that much. But let's see if we find someone today. Software in game development. We have C people today, as usual. Unity developers as well. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. There's a lot of Linux people today as well. Okay, let's search for PHP. PHP is restarted? What do you mean? All right, let's see. Oh, that is actually... Is this a real stream? I don't think it is, yeah. There's so many AI right now on Twitch as well. It's just insane. Okay, I see a podcast which might be interesting to rate. Call it Code It Live. So I'm going to rate them. Code It Live, okay? Stay around, chat. All right, stream management. Oh, someone told me I can do it right here from the chat. Let me actually try that. Oh, raid. Oh, nice. It works, actually. Oh, but I don't know the name, so that sucks. Okay. And on my phone, I can search for it. Code It Live. Yeah, it works much better here. All right, chat. I'm going to rate someone working with GitHub Copilot. I don't know how fun that will be, but I will be there with you guys, okay? All right, chat. I hope you guys have fun today, okay? Send the pull request draft. Akil, this one? The image thing? I will, okay? I will. All right, chat. I love you guys all. Make sure you have a nice weekend with your family. Love you all. Catch you guys next time. Peace out. Boo!